Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us again this week. We're so excited that you guys watched our video and that you want to come have coffee with Cami and Amanda again. So thanks so much for joining us. Today, here's our fun mugs that we have.
Yes.
Mine says, "You got this."
And be amazing. We wanted you to be able to read them today so you can be encouraged as we're talking.
Yeah, and this is totally a work in process. For Amanda and I, we're learning how to do a website, which has been a lot of work. We are learning how to video ourselves with making sure that you can read our cups the right way. And so it's a work in progress for us, which is just like our lives are. Our lives are just a work in progress. It's a journey, and it's really all about the process. It's not about arriving anywhere. So we're so happy that you guys joined us today, and we just want to give you a little bit more information about what this is going to look like. And yeah, so welcome.
Yeah. So we've been talking a lot about how to really introduce us, introduce our site, and we, after just lots of processing, we're like, we're just going to start where we started, and
That's
and
great.
things you might, if you're wondering if you're in the right place or if this is something that is going to be useful to you or serve your life, you might think if you've ever thought any of these thoughts before. You're probably in the right place, because this is where we were. This is the thoughts we constantly were thinking, the things that kind of ruled our life at some point. But if you've ever wondered, am I ever going to arrive? Am I ever going to get there? Am I ever just going to be happy? Or
even stuff like, I think there's things that go on in our head that we might even be afraid to express to other people, and we just want to be really vulnerable and go, this is what was going on in our head for years. For me, it was like, life is really hard. I felt like life was really hard. Have you ever wondered if this is all there is? I've wondered, is this all that there is to life? Other stuff like, I feel like I'm just surviving. I'm not thriving.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like to thrive? Those kind of questions.
I often wondered, am I ever going to be perfect like Jesus?
Yeah.
Could I ever just not mess up just one day, just be perfect?
Yeah.
I longed for that day of it looking beautiful and amazing without any flaws or mistakes or emotions. Wanted a perfect life.
Yeah, I know for me, it really came down to if someone saw the true me, saw really what was inside of me, my mess, my craziness that was inside, could they really love me?
Yeah.
Could God really love me? Those were the questions that I had, and that I struggled with. Am I ever going to be good enough to go to heaven? Is God ever going to accept me? So if those are some of the questions that go on in your head, we want you to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And we also want you to know that you're normal and you're okay. You're not crazy. I used to think that I was going to go crazy. My head pretty much ruled my insides, and it was full of questions that I didn't know how to answer, questions I was afraid to talk to anyone else about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that other people have the same questions that I had. And so you're in the right place if those are the things that you ask yourself inside. And because we are female, most of this is going to be geared toward, women. But if you're a male on the site, I am sure that maybe you have those same kind of questions going on in your head. Please feel welcomed by us. But a lot of the stuff that we will talk about is from our life, and it's what we went through. And because we're women, it's probably going to sound
more feminine.
Yeah.
I do think that this, the tools we're going to talk about, the activities we're going to have you guys do, it really is for everyone.
Yeah.
But again, we'll have a lot of feminine language just because we're talking through our process and how we thought about it all. So So just want you to know that we both moved from a lot of shame and guilt for even having the thoughts that we just said.
Yeah.
Just that negative self-talk in our head. Like, there was so much shame for even wondering if you know what I mean, if we were crazy. Like, it's like to think that you're questioning your faith, or you're questioning God, or you're not thankful or grateful for your life. Like, all these things, there's just this entanglement that comes around this negative self-talk that gets you so wrapped up where you can't even share it with people, that you're even having those thoughts. So we just want this to be a place of just vulnerability an openness about the thoughts you're thinking and the place that you're at, and also to remind you that at your core, we believe that there's good and gold inside of you. And one of the reasons that you're here and that you're watching this site is because that you actually believe that your dreams were meant to be lived out and come true. The reason why you keep going through life and you still wake up with just a little bit of hope or faith is because you actually believe there's good in the world and there's good in you.
Yeah, you believe that humanity's good. You actually believe deep down that you are worthy of love.
Yeah.
You know, you actually believe that there is that life was meant to be lived beautifully and full of passion and being able to live out your dreams. You actually really believe that inside, and so that's why you keep going. That's why you keep pursuing. That's why you keep stepping forward.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to just validate you that even though you have those crazy thoughts inside your head, the reason that you're here, maybe the reason that you read self-help books, maybe the reason that you do other things is because you do actually believe in good. You believe that humanity is good. You actually do believe that God is good and He has good for you. And so part of our site, what this is going to be about is actually going after that negative self-talk, going after those lies that either we were taught as children or we were taught or our heart just picked up from our environment or whatever. We're going to go after those, and we're actually going to process them together, and we are going to figure out really what is the truth and what is a lie. My passion in life, if you went and read our stories, if you've looked around on our blog, we hope that you had a chance to do that. And if you didn't, we're asking you to maybe go this week and read our stories, to hear about where we're coming from and why we're in the place we're in now, and how our life really is on that trajectory of living fully alive. And we're super excited about that. And it doesn't look like we're perfect. That's not what it's about. It's about being completely comfortable in your own skin, knowing that you're good, knowing that you're worthy of love, knowing that life is beautiful and that life is full of adventure and love. And how do we grasp onto that every single day?
Right.
Yeah.
And how we have a plan for believing the truth when all those negative thoughts come.
Yeah.
Where you have memories, new memories with all this truth, that you're good and you're lovely and your process is beautiful, even if it looks messy. So just being able to cling to that, and we're going to give you activities to do and tools throughout the week to help you listen to that inner voice that you have versus all the lies that maybe come to come at you.
Yeah, really good. So, like I was mentioning, I feel that my calling in life is to dismantle, which is what I would call the religious spirit, but it's really those things that come against us, those things that come to tell us lies that we typically tend to believe. Amanda and I are doing a online Facebook page group thing where we're actually learning a lot, and we just learned this past week that our brain, 5% of our brain is conscious and 95% of it is subconscious. It's that stuff down there that you don't actually aren't really aware of, and that's where all our feelings and our memories and our experiences are stored. And so you often have, when something comes at you, you often have a past memory or a past stored experience that would trigger you into grabbing onto a lie and believing it, and we want to help you walk through the process of rewriting that, making that memory into something beautiful, making that memory or that bad experience into something that's life-giving and something that can push you forward instead of keep holding you back in the past.
A lot of people would call this going through renewing your mind or inner healing. I like to call it feasting on the truth. Just getting into the habit of knowing who you are and what God says about you and your true identity in Him. And so so basically what our talks, our videos are going to be about are we're going to go after one of those negative self-talks that come into your head, and we're going to each week
take one. We're going to talk about it. We're going to process it. Well, hopefully you guys will be able to have some input, ask us some questions. Maybe we'll do a Facebook Live on that, and we're going to then, over the top of that, we are going to put in a truth, and we're going to connect it to a feeling or something like that, where it actually can become part of you and actually transform that lie and into the truth and have it play out in your life.
And we're going to cover topics about your humanity, about grace, the gospel, relationships, sex, your needs, your desires.
A lot around womanhood, because there's been a lot of lies that we've been told by being women, or maybe not even told, but that are just in our culture or in our just upbringing, and we're going to go after those. And also just bringing unity within your spirit, soul, and body, and not treating one lesser than the other. And we'll talk a lot more about that. But just these are some broad topics we're going to cover. There's a lot of lies around these topics, but there's a whole lot of truth around them too. And we just want to emphasize the truth and just go after what it means to be fully alive. In that essence, like to live life above all that negative self-talk, and to remind ourselves and love on ourselves the best that we can, because you're worthy of love. And we just want to journey this process with you and walk with you along the way, and just keep reminding you and encouraging you that you're worth it. That you got this. And you're amazing. Totally. And we want you to know that you are you can do this. You are worthy. We want to journey this process with you. We want to be there for you. We're just we're super excited about what this is going to look like. Again, we invite you to go through our stories. That will help you get to know us a little bit better and where we're coming from. There is nothing that you can't make beautiful. If you read my story, you will see that my husband and I, my kids, we actually lost a son. And that's probably one of the hardest things that somebody will go through. And I can tell you this day that we are thriving. We are doing amazing. There's nothing that you can't go through, that you can't come out the other side living, thriving, and in beauty and adventure and all of that. So we just want to speak words of life over you for this week. We want to say just be okay with the process. Learn to love your mess. We're going to help you learn to love your mess. We're going to help you learn to love who you are and live from who you are and give the world your fullness. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're in the right place at the right time. A lot of the trusting in the process, even though it's scary and messy, is just believing that good is coming to you, that confident expectation of good. That's what hope is. And so we just want to infuse hope into your day, that you haven't missed your chance to have a good life, or to be happy, or to finally have that romance that you long for, or the adventures that you long for in life. You're actually right where you're supposed to be, and God has you, and you have a community. Even just with us, even if it's virtual, you have a community that wants to walk with you, support you, love you, be there for you. So you're not alone, and you're where you're supposed to be, and you're amazing. Thanks so much for joining us this week. Next week we'll start off with a lie. We're going to tell you, have you ever heard this inside your head? And if you have, let's process through it, and let's figure out what the truth is, and let's connect truth to our life so we can live it out. So again, thanks so much for joining us. We really value you. Invite some of your friends, look over our website, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We will be sending out just encouraging messages throughout the week. We'll do a video once a week, but we'll also have lots of just cool pictures and fun ideas on those links. So you can find them on our website. Just click and you'll be able to follow us. And we'll figure out a way too where you can share your fun, amazing cups that give you life in the morning. We will find out a way. Maybe it's our Facebook page where you can upload your picture of your mug, your coffee, your tea, whatever you're drinking, and you can put it on there and share it with us. That would be awesome. We're livingfullyalive.org, and we hope you keep following us and coming back to watch our next videos. So have a great day. Thanks. See you next week. Bye.